Good morning. Good afternoon. Oh my goodness. My name is Kazuki Uema, and I am a mentor at Will Rogers Learning Community. You just heard a celebratory Okinawan song called Tosendoi. Today is a day of celebration, and I am so excited and honored to be here with you. The Kotsen Foundation came into my life during the pandemic when our district was in the planning stage of returning to in-person school after nearly 2 years of distance learning. I was on an emotional roller coaster because our district was divided. My heart was broken because I witnessed hurtful words exchanged at district board meetings as well as our school meetings. I was not okay, but I did what all teachers do, what you all do. You keep going. Do you remember what it felt like 2 years ago? I remember. I remember feeling tired, afraid, hurt, and angry. It seemed like the world was falling apart. The Kotsen Foundation unexpectedly guided me on the road to healing. The prescription was simple. It was a combination of my participation in the Kotsen Foundation's Equity Series, my connections with the most amazing educators in Southern California, that's you, and the art of storytelling. In one of our first mentor meetings, I heard a mentor say that being a Kotsen mentor was like winning an education lottery. Those words stuck with me because that's how I felt. I was a winner, and I was going to take advantage of learning for the upcoming 2 years. I signed up for almost all the equity series that Kotsen offered, and that's no joke. I signed up for everything. Arlene Cashmere's Inner Outer series was one of the first offerings I attended. I ended up taking a 2-year journey with Arlene along with my Kotsen colleagues, and we practiced. We practiced how to do deep reflections, how to become aware of ourselves, learn the art of self-care, self-love, and unpacking emotions. I learned to recognize my emotions, and this helped build resilience. I am a better person because of Arlene, and I want to thank you, the Kotsen Foundation, for giving me the gift of healing. I feel grateful to be in the company of transformative educators. I am inspired by the fellows' commitment and passion to honor the Kotsen Foundation's mission to transform teachers from good to great. As Kotsen alumni, I hope you continue to find the courage to make a difference in the lives of the children you serve. The 9 post-fellowship mentors, you embraced the Kotsen Foundation's mission and supported the growth of your fellows when the world was in complete chaos. For that, you are change makers. You're the original change makers, and I admire you. Mentors, we are an exceptional group of educators, educational leaders. I am humbled by your knowledge and your strength. I stand with you to continue our work to recognize and challenge inequitable systems of access, power, and privilege. Thank you, Kotsen Foundation, for giving me the gift of learning and community and giving me the gift of friendship. Storytelling was medicine for my soul. The process of crafting my weekly newsletter transformed into a space of healing. Like you, I reflected often throughout the week. And what ended up happening was I connected my thoughts into a story. This practice allowed me to develop deep self-knowledge. Without knowing, I was healing and building my emotional resilience. My core values of kindness, perseverance, equity, and justice often surfaced. My stories often dealt with injustice and inequities that I witnessed at schools. Whenever I faced challenges and felt a little down, I always called to Ushi Obachan, my granny Ushi. She was a remarkable human being. Ushi Obachan lived on a small island off the coast of Okinawa called Kudaka Island. She lived a simple life, peacefully, with lots of love and lots of laughter. I loved spending time with Ushi Obachan, going to the beach, making Okinawan donuts, and listening to her tell stories. It wasn't until later on, when I grew up, that I learned something very special about my grandma Ushi Obachan. My mom told me a story about the Battle of Okinawa during World War II. The war forced everyone on Kudaka Island to evacuate because the Japanese army used the island as a base. My mom was 7 years old at that time, and she was told by Ushi Obachan that she was responsible for caring for her 5-year-old younger brother while they were on the run. This was because Ushi Obachan was asked by a neighbor to care for her infant son. Unfortunately, her neighbor, Mitsuko-san, was too weak and too ill to evacuate, and she stayed on the island. At the end of the war, we learned that Mitsuko-san unfortunately passed away 2 days after the evacuation. Ushi Obachan trekked the mountains every day with my mom holding her right leg, my uncle on the left, and the infant wrapped closely around her chest. Ushi Obachan did everything to keep the 3 children alive. They lived in fear and chaos for nearly 3 months. The people of Kudaka Island stayed together and relied on each other for survival. At nights, my mom was asked to go forage for food from the dead and dying soldiers. She was frightened and refused to do it, but Ushi Obachan somehow was able to calm a 7-year-old and give her the courage to do the unthinkable. Ushi Obachan sacrificed what little food and water could be found and persisted to get her mammary glands working. It was truly a miracle. Oh, is my phone here? Sorry. I'm almost done. My mom recalls many moments when the people of Kudaka Island urged Ushi Obachan to abandon the baby. One night, Ushi Obachan made the decision to leave the baby and carried on with a heavy heart and tears flowing constantly. Once they stopped to rest, Ushi Obachan told my mother to stay with the group, and then she disappeared. Hours later, Ushi Obachan came back with the baby in hand. She gathered her children and spoke from the heart. She told them that the war was ugly and it brought the worst out in people. But she told her children to keep hope alive in their hearts, that they were going to stick together and work together to survive. Together, they dealt with atrocities of war, and together, they survived. Ushi Obachan is my hero. I am who I am today because of her. I live with hope in my heart. I believe in the best of everybody, and I believe in making a difference in the world. My work with the Kotsen Foundation gave me the space, time, and tools to dive deep into my identity. Because of that, I was able to anchor myself to my purpose. Knowing myself helped build emotional resilience, and I am better equipped to handle the challenges that come with being an educator in a public school system in California. I want to thank the Kotsen Foundation for giving me the gift of learning. You have allowed me to find space to heal and strengthen my identity. I am forever grateful. I am Kazuki Uema. I am Okinawan. I am the daughter of Kyotetsu and Katsuko Uema, granddaughter of Girokichi and Ume Uema, and the granddaughter of Takezo and Ushi Itokazu. Thank you. I would like you to join me in honoring them by doing the dance to the song that I played. So in Okinawan tradition, when we gather in a large group like this, we honor the guest of honor with dance. And when we dance, we get that energy going, and I would like you to just participate in just a little bit of the dance, and it's a freestyle dance. It's called kacha in Okinawan. So you could do whatever you want. But here's the thing, we all do it because we want Mr. and Mrs. Coason to feel our love and our just the gratitude we have for the gift that they're giving us and the way they're really shaping us to change the world. So will you join me? Okay. So in Okinawa, the freestyle dance usually goes like this, okay? But you could do whatever you want. Stand up. Carlton too, Alex. Thank you so much.